I mean, let's be real, right? Life can feel totally random sometimes. Is it going to rain on the day of the big game? Are you finally going to get that super rare drop in your favorite video game? It all just feels like a total guessing game. But what if I told you there's a way to get a secret edge on all that uncertainty?
Okay, so let's dive right in. We're about to unlock a secret superpower that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. Probability. And I promise you, this is not your boring old math class. This is the key to seeing the future just a little bit more clearly.
So, how do we use this crystal ball? Well, it all starts with learning the secret language of chance. We're about to take all that randomness and turn it into something that actually, makes sense.
At its core, it's really this simple. Probability is just a way of putting a number on how likely something is to happen. That's it. It's the tool we use to measure chance.
Let's start with our first power move, theoretical probability. The best way to think about this is like the in a perfect world version of our superpower. It's all about what should happen based on pure, simple logic. So to see how this works, let's take a look at this herd of alpacas. What we want to know is, what are the odds that the one gray alpaca wins the race to the food trough? Now, we could just guess, but let's not spitball it. Let's use math. And here is the secret formula. Probability is just the number of ways you can win, we call those favorable outcomes, divided by the total number of things that could possibly happen. So what you want over, well, everything that could be. Simple as that.
So for our alpaca problem, what's the thing we want? The one gray alpaca, right? That's our favorable outcome. And what are the total possibilities? All 12 alpacas in the herd. That gives us a pretty simple fraction, 1 over 12.
Now, fractions are cool and all, but decimals are usually way easier to work with. So to turn our fraction into a decimal, you just divide the top number by the bottom number. Easy. So 1 divided by 12 gives us 0.083.
And for the final transformation, to get the percentage, you just take that decimal point and slide it 2 spots to the right. And boom, there is an 8.3% chance our gray alpaca gets breakfast first. See, that's a precise prediction.
This same logic applies to tons of other things, like a regular 6-sided die. In a perfect world, every single side has an equal 1 in 6 shot of landing face up. It's clean, it's simple, it's logical. Of course, if you're really hoping for that 6 to win the game, it can be a real dilemma.
Okay, but we all know the world isn't always perfect or theoretical, right? So let's move on to our next power, empirical probability. This is the reality check. It's not about what should happen, it's about what actually happens when you run the experiment and see for yourself. The really crucial thing here is that empirical probability is all based on real-world data. We're moving from the land of perfect guesses into the messy, unpredictable, and kind of exciting world of actual results. We're not just thinking about what should happen, we're looking at what did happen.
And get this table illustrates the difference perfectly. Somebody actually rolled a die 30 times. Now, theoretically, each number should have popped up about 5 times, right? 30 rolls, 6 sides. But look at this. Reality had totally different plans. The number 4 was an absolute superstar, coming up 11 times, while poor number 6 only showed its face once. This is what real data looks like.
So this brings up a really great question. If you get heads 3 times in a row, does that mean the coin is totally rigged? Nope. The key here is something we call sample size, basically the number of times you do the experiment. 3 flips is a tiny, tiny sample, so you can get some really weird results. Concluding the coin is unfair based on that is a little flippant.
Which brings us to the ultimate showdown, theory versus reality, and the secret that makes them work together. The one thing that truly unlocks our superpower is all about why sample size really matters.
Just look at this. When you ask only 10 students, a really small sample size, about their favorite subject, the results are kind of wild. 0% for math? Ouch. But then, when you ask 400 students, a much bigger sample, a much clearer and more reliable picture starts to form. Oh, and only 6.25% chose math in the big survey? Those results are just plain mean.
This right here is the main takeaway. More data, more experiments, a bigger sample size, it all leads to more accurate, more reliable predictions. It helps smooth out all the random weirdness you get when you're working with small numbers.
And this quote just says it all. This idea actually has a name, the law of large numbers. It basically says that the more times you repeat an experiment, like rolling a die, the closer your real-world empirical results are going to get to the theoretical prediction.
So 30 weird rolls, that could just be a fluke. But 3,000 weird rolls? Yeah, now you've got enough data to really trust your results.
So, you've learned about theory and reality. You know that more data is way better thanks to the law of large numbers. Now let's put this superpower right in your pocket and learn a new combo move.
You ready for that combo? It's called joint probability. This is what you use when you want to find the chance of two separate things happening at the exact same time. Like, what are the odds the first alpaca is both female and brown? Well, first, you find the probability of event 1, the alpaca being female. Then you find the probability of event 2, the alpaca being brown. And finally, you just multiply them together. It's like finding the probability of a probability. This is where things get really end-endy.
So why does any of this matter? Because you literally see it everywhere. That 30% chance of rain on your weather app? That's probability. The drop rate for that legendary sword in your game? Totally probability. A baseball player's batting average? That's just empirical probability in action. It helps all of us make smarter decisions every single day.
So the most important thing to remember is this. Probability isn't just a bunch of numbers on a page. It's a lens. It's a tool for looking at the uncertain world all around us and making smarter, more informed predictions about what's coming next.
You've got the superpower. You know the secret language of chance. So the only question left is, what are you going to use it for? What are the odds you'll ace that next test or win your next game? The power to figure it out is now yours.